This is the OTP. I'm Amie Wells, and I am joined by our very own Taylor Zarzour. Taylor, we are so happy to have you here. Training camp is over. We all made it. We survived camp. The regular season final roster, the final 53, more or less, has been established. We know that Mike Borgonzi has talked about some fluidity within the roster and how some things are still subject to change here and there. Overall, what are your thoughts about this final roster? Does anything surprise you about this group?
Yeah, not really. First of all, it's great to be back on the OTP. Filling in for you on the 10-day, 9-night road trip was nice. It's really hard to have a Snickers in front of me right now and not want to eat it while we're doing the OTP.
Oh, I will.
No, I'm not really shocked by anything on the roster. Mm-hmm. I thought maybe the team would go out and try to add another running back just simply because of injury in the preseason. Tajay Spears, of course, is not going to be up for at least the first few games. Kalel Mullings was banged up in the last game. It sounds like he's good to go. We did watch him practice, so he'll be there. They did go out and get a few guys off the waiver wire, and I'm sure they took a look at running back, but they're happy with the guys they have, with Tony Pollard, who had a sensational training camp.
Right.
Julius Chestnut is a great veteran, and clearly they think that he's ready to go to supplement Pollard, and Mullings should be ready as well. But no, I don't think I'm necessarily shocked by anything. I guess, if anything, I'm pleasantly surprised that L'Jarius Sneed is out there practicing.
Yep.
And the coaching staff, at least to the media, is talking about L'Jarius Sneed playing against the Denver Broncos. If there was anything on my wish list going into the preseason, it was, I want L'Jarius Sneed back playing 100%. This guy, when he finished playing for the Kansas City Chiefs, was as good a shutdown corner as there was in the National Football League. And Titans fans have been clamoring to see that guy play for the Titans. And look, it's only 2 practices. But on Wednesday of this week, without pads, Thursday of this week with pads, I mean, that guy looked like he'd been out there for all of training camp. I can't imagine he's going to go play a full game against the Denver Broncos, but if you get something out of this guy,
right,
man, that's good news.
Anytime you can have him on the field, it's better than not having him on 100%. The field. And I think it's interesting that you mentioned that he has been able to be in some practices. We've been able to see him on the field, because after you see him on a Wednesday, even if there's not pads on, but then they look at how he's recovering from that physical activity, the effect that it's having on his body, and then they say, all right, let's put the pads on. Let's see what we've got here. That's a pretty good sign. That's a good indicator to me as a watcher, not as a doctor, that's probably a pretty good sign, and he's moving in the right direction. I also like, and this isn't always the best way of thinking, but I like a guy who's a veteran like L'Jarius Sneed, who we know can perform. We know that he knows what to do within a defense, and we know he knows what to do within this defense because of the time that he was on the team last year. I like him with fresh legs going into the regular season. I like him being excited to play. I like that he is going to be freshly healthy, well rested from hasn't been taking a lot of hits throughout training camp standpoint, and he's going to be ready to rock and roll whenever we do see him out on the field.
For whatever it's worth, I would trust your judgment as a football watcher over a doctor.
You know, you shouldn't, because the only medical advice that I'm able to give is things that I've gleaned from an injury report or from 586 episodes of Grey's Anatomy. So do I think I could maybe take out your appendix? Probably.
I wouldn't want to have you try. I would not trust you to do that, but trusting your ability to watch people and how healthy they are on the football field.
I do a lot of that.
I will do that. And as you guys are seeing, I don't know if in the past a bunch of people are looking down throughout the entirety of this broadcast, but if you're watching this broadcast, I do like to look down quite a bit at my board.
There's a lot to look at.
There's my board has a lot of things on it.
It's color-coded.
It's got a lot of fun names on there. And you're right. There are less names on this board than there were throughout the preseason, and that's a hard thing to go through when you go from 91 players to 53 active players. Obviously, there are a lot of guys of that 91 that are still in the practice squad, but it is kind of jarring when you go out to practice, Amie, and you see a lot less people going through practice, which was the case on Wednesday and Thursday of this week. And after they go through the Labor Day vacation that is mandatory in the National Football League, when they come back next week, they're getting ready to play the Denver Broncos for Game 1 of the regular season. It's really hard. You know this. You've been here forever. It's really hard to go through the entirety of the offseason of the National Football League. There's so much anticipation, and we can finally feel it. It's here.
Absolutely. It feels like you blink and it's here, and it also feels like it's been 10 years since the last time we played football. It's a very complicated
I get it.
thing, and I'm just ready to play some games that matter, some games that really mean something to this Titans team. Before we start the regular season, something had to happen, though, and that was the naming of team captains.
Oh.
And the Titans have turned this into an extravaganza.
Yes.
And you got to be a part of it for your very first time. This was your first captain's dinner. And for those of you who don't know, it's a big event. We promoted it here on the OTP, so you should know. It's a big event hosted by the Titans. They raise a lot of money for the Titans Foundation. And at this dinner, they announced the team's captains, hence the name, Captain's Dinner. So we announced the team captains. You were able to be there. You were kind of the MC of the event. You got to be a part of announcing the Tennessee Titans 2025 captains. What was that like for you?
It was a great experience to be around a bunch of fans and to be around the entirety of the team, the front office, ownership, you name it. They were all there, and it was great. I think it was a meaningful night to everyone that attended. I was really struck by a couple of things. First of all, some of the captains, I don't think it's any surprise that Jeffrey Simmons is one of the captains or Morgan Cox is one of the captains. And it's not to say it wasn't meaningful to those guys. It really was. But when Calvin Ridley was named a team captain for the first time, when Cody Barton, who you just recently had a conversation with, was named a team captain on a brand new team, just being next to them and watching them consume that moment was really special for me. Tony Pollard also was named a team captain. Now, Tony Pollard's wife just had a baby, so Tony was not there.
Right.
But I can't imagine how meaningful it is to Tony that he's now a team captain on this team too. So that was cool. Cam Ward looks like he was born to be a team captain.
Everything about him just screams captain, like Captain America captain, like not even team captain. He's just
he doesn't look like he's ever had a transition before. Like he knows where everything is. He knows it's not like he's ever had a first day at something.
No,
and he just looks so comfortable all the time. And he did. He looked comfortable becoming a team captain. But it was really cool, especially like Ridley and Barton, to notice how meaningful it was that those guys have a C on their chest now. And that was really the most special moment of the night. But it was a great gathering, and it was meaningful to everyone that attended it. And I was proud to be a small part of it.
I love being able to give those guys the moment to really be recognized, not only by their team, but by fans and the people who really care about this Titans organization all the way around, to recognize them for their leadership, for their contributions to this team. And you're right. I did have a chance to talk to Cody Barton, and I would love to share that with the OT people right now. I am joined by new Titans captain, Cody Barton. Cody, how does it feel to be named a captain of the Tennessee Titans in your very first season here?
Yeah, I felt very grateful and honored to be voted captain. It's what made it special to me is that it's voted by your peers, your teammates, and that's who, we're all close in the locker room. We're doing all this together on the field, on and off the field. And so to be voted by my teammates, that's, I take that, with a lot of gratitude and just, I'm very appreciative of the guys.
It feels like since you've been here, you fit right into this locker room. Obviously, you're performing on the field, but it also feels like you're just one of the guys in every sense of the word. You've never felt like a new guy on this team. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I attribute it to the guys. You know what I mean? When I first got here, that was one of the first things that stood out to me is, how cool everyone was and how tight-knit everyone was and how everyone just got along. And so one of the things I said when I first got here, and I can't remember who I said it to, but was like, this is probably the best locker room I've been in as far as the guys go. Like it's a lot of fun. Everyone does stuff on and off the field a lot together. And I really got to see that. And I was part of it by then, but when we went on that 10-day road trip during camp, that was awesome. As far as hanging out with the guys. But not being in your own bed for that long, I don't know about that. But I'd say, just when I first got here, just how cool everyone was, and like they were very accepting of me, and just I felt like my transition here was a lot easier than other places I've been, and just here we are.
Talk to me a little bit about that 10-day road trip, because it feels like something that you're like, on paper, this is a great bonding opportunity. But sometimes you get into it and you're like, we're not bonding. This just sucks.
No, we were bonding.
Were you bonding? Do you really feel like it had a noticeable, tangible impact on this team?
Yeah, I do. When they first said we're going on a 10 or 11 days, whatever it was, everyone's first reaction is like, damn, during camp, that I've never done that before.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was just a lot of fun, just obviously doing the football and the meetings together, but the most fun stuff to me was, and the point of the trip also was just all the time we got in the night, to hang out with each other. And, that's what we did. We just, whether it was, I tried to get a bunch of guys to come to the jacuzzi, but, or go night swim or something, but just hanging out, playing cards, whatever it was, just hanging out, talking, listening to music, it was a great time for us all just to hang out. I mean, there wasn't much else to do, you know what I mean? Like we're at these hotels and just all we had was each other, and so it was a great time actually.
Talk to me a little bit about Denard's defense, because it's very aggressive, it's very intense, it's very physical, and it seems like that fits your style of play really well.
Yeah, like you just said, aggressive, and the way he calls it too, it lets us all play to our strengths, and we can just play fast, and that's the simplest way to put it, without getting into all the X's and O's about it, but it's just he lets us play fast and be aggressive, and it makes it a lot of fun.
Do you feel like you've made an impact on this defense? And I guess what I mean by that is there's a lot of young guys in your position. There's a lot of young guys that you are kind of responsible for being the leader of. Do you feel like the way that you've been able to make plays and show off that aggressive style has made an impact on this defense overall, because those young guys are seeing maybe the way it's supposed to be done?
Yeah, I believe so. And it's just, we talked about it a lot this year. There's making your plays and showing them how to do it and showing them the ropes. That's, leading by example, but also not just doing that, but also being vocal about it and telling them, how to make these plays, where to align, just all the nuances of whether it's linebacker or just even a defensive player in general. And also off the field stuff, just how to be a pro, how to have a routine and a regimen, and to just live your lifestyle as a pro, and just, I made that a big point this offseason to, develop my leadership skills. And, there's a lot of guys that are just, and there's other guys on defense too, like Hook, Jeff, X, Quandre. There's a lot of older guys too that are all doing the same things. We're all doing the same thing together, helping all the young guys, get up to speed and so we're all playing the same.
Was that ability to be a leader something that drew you to the Titans when you were considering what your next step was going to be? Was it the fact that, hey, there's a lot of youth here, there's a lot of young guys and a lot of possibilities. I'm excited about being a leader in that team.
No, I wouldn't say in free agency that wasn't a focal point.
Really?
My focal point was somewhere where they wanted me, and somewhere where I felt like they believed in me, and also on top of that, it was somewhere where the defense was, like Denard's defense. It's aggressive, lets me play fast, all those things, and so those were two of the bigger things. But just on top of that, just the bonus of it was, I came to a spot where I could develop my leadership skills, and it's been awesome.
Okay, we talked to you maybe a week or two after you had signed with the Titans, so you were relatively new and not entirely sure about what Nashville had to offer. You've now been here for a while. I want to follow up with you again and make sure you've had adequate time to really see the sights and get out. Have you had a good meal? Have you experienced some of what Nashville has to offer?
Yeah, we have. So we bought a home in East Nashville.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yes.
Over there.
Very Nashville thing to do. Perfect.
Yeah, got a little golf cart so we can go cruise around the streets over there. A little narrow streets here though.
Yes.
Anyway, we actually went a few days ago. Me and my wife went with Sebastian and his wife to a place called the 1230 Club.
Oh, yes.
It was good.
That's a hit.
It was good. Yeah, it was really good. And I love live music too. But Broadway to me it's cool to see it. And I've done it a couple times. Just because I feel like you got to do it one time as like a tourist, But it's pretty chaotic as well.
Oh, yes.
But up where like that's at, all those good restaurants, they're up above the chaos. So, and you get the live music with it. So I went to 1230 Club, got a prime rib. It was awesome. And the night before that, we went to a place called 60 Vines, which is just, I think, right above it or something like that. And that was really good.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good as well.
So you're finding the spots. Do you feel a little bit more like a Tennessean? Do you feel like you're acclimating to
I feel like I'm
state?
acclimating.
Okay.
You know, I don't have the accent.
No.
But
No, you don't. Not as many mountains here.
no, that's different to me.
Yeah. It's a little,
That's why
a little more flat.
You know, Utah home will always be my favorite back in Utah, but just because you have the mountains.
Right.
And so, like, when I first got here, even now a little bit, I mean, I know it now, but your sense of direction is a little off, you know? Like,
'Cause
because
you
back
look
home, you
around.
could look somewhere and see a mountain range. Okay, I know that's east or that's, you know what I mean? But
Here,
out
you
here, there's a lot of trees and a lot of just.
Yeah, it's flat. You've got to use the stars at that point. That's all you've got. Well, Cody Barton, thank you so much for taking the time with us. We're excited to watch you play against Denver.
Thank you, Amie.
This summer, SeatGeek has your ticket to the best live concerts in Nashville at Nissan Stadium. SeatGeek has the best seat, your seat, for an unforgettable summer. From rock royalty to rap superstars, R&B to country, find it all on SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of Nissan Stadium. Little Caesars is the official pizza partner of your Tennessee Titans. Download the Little Caesars app and get your favorites delivered today. Delivery fees apply. Now, back to the OTP. Something that didn't make it to air about that video that I'm going to go ahead and tell you about right now. Cody Barton is such a, dude, as Coach Mack would say it. He punched a hornet dead in the face mid-interview. Like, we're talking, and all of a sudden this hornet comes up, and we both kind of stopped, and he was like, whoa, that's a big bug. And then he went, whoosh, and he whapped it.
Open-handed?
Open-handed, but right in its little bee face. And it was crazy. I've never seen anything like it. And it flew away. Usually they circle back because then they're mad, but not this bee. He knew what was up, and he's not messing with Cody Barton.
Coach Mack always says it. Cody Barton's a dude.
He is a dude. He's the dudest of dudes.
He is born to be a football player. That guy's love of playing football and being ready to practice every single day and going through each part of being a football player, that guy, you can just tell, just how much he loves it. Coach Callahan was talking about how much he thought the team got out of the road trip, the 10-day, 9-night road trip we keep referring to in training camp. Cody Barton, I don't think, ever left the cafeteria. He was playing cards. He was constantly talking football. He's talking to the rest of the linebacker room. He just can't get enough. He just can't get enough of being with the boys and playing ball. And, you know, we often have talked in the last few months, okay, where are the Titans going to be better? Show me signs of significant improvement. Well, I do believe there are a lot. But one where I really believe there's significant progress is in that room, and it's with the leadership of him. Number 50 for your Tennessee Titans this year is going to make a ton of tackles. He is going to always be around the football, and he's just going to be one of those guys that has just this motor that never stops. Coach Callahan has said he's an extension of the coaching staff. Denard Wilson, we had him on the OTP when I filled in for you.
Yep, you did a great job.
And Denard talked about that, how he feels like his voice is on that field through Cody Barton. That's rare, Amie, that this quickly a guy that came from another team would be in here. And I like to write all my notes down.
Right.
3 straight years over 100 tackles with 3 different teams. Mm-hmm. So he's used to this. He's used to going, Seattle to Denver, and now here to the Tennessee Titans, and quickly transitioning and being the guy you can count on. So it's a great interview. You can easily pull for a guy like that because he's so sociable and likable. But he's a damn good football player, too. He
really is, and he's someone who filled such a position of need. To your point, we ended the 2024 season going, what's going on at linebacker here? What are we really going to do at this position? This is something to watch throughout the offseason. Yeah. And when Cody Barton was added in free agency, you started to say, okay, this could be something. I don't think anybody really understood how good of a fit he was going to be in this specific defense, though. It's designed to play fast. It's designed to play aggressive. It's designed to make plays when you can get to the ball just however you can.
Right.
And that's exactly how Cody Barton plays, because he's got that radar for where the ball is and he just moves there. And so being able to watch someone thrive in a defense that's so perfectly fit for what they do, it only makes everybody on the Titans defense better.
100%. Yeah, totally agree with that. And he does. He fits the identity of this team. You're going to hear Chad Brinker, Mike Borgonzi, Brian Callahan, everyone associated with the Titans talk about fits, about having guys that are fit for this roster. They want to build this team through the NFL draft, Amie, but they want to complement the team with guys that fit the identity they're trying to build. And it's special when you go and you get a veteran that does have that kind of identity you're looking for. You're going to hear Titans fans all the time, oh, go get this free agent. Go get this guy. He's available. See, I think the Titans are going to be very careful about those sort of things. They're not a team that's just going to go get a plug-and-play guy and say, okay, maybe for this year this might help us win one more game, but we'll deal with our bigger problems down the road. No, the Titans are building an identity. And yes, they want to be better at football this year, significantly better at football. But they're building an organization that can be a championship-level contender for years to come. And when you do that, you have to create a culture, and Cody fits the culture.
It's one of those things that makes that number one spot in the waiver wire really interesting.
Yeah.
Because you immediately say, oh my gosh, look at all of the people. The world is the Titans' oyster.
Right.
However, if you are trying to draft and build, You've got to build with the people that you have in your building. So while it's very tempting to go out and get whoever,
right?
And the Titans did do that. They've used that number one waiver claim spot 4 different times. They added some more people to this defense to try and bulk it up a little bit, some of the positions in need. However, they're not just going to claim every person who they can, because they are building something with the guys that they have. That is what draft and build from within. That is what that means.
Yes.
So to the OT people, while we know you know this, we got to be cool. We got to chill out. We cannot be just bringing in every single person, whoever becomes available, because A, you need money to do that. B, you need roster spots to do that. C, that's crazy town. So let's all just be cool. Be cool.
Well said. I will give a shout out to one guy that the Titans got through the waiver wire, because this is at least very cool to me, and maybe it's because of where I come from originally. But here in Nashville, Tennessee, with the Tennessee Titans, we have 3 people that went to St. Paul's Episcopal School in Mobile, Alabama. We have John Shaw, who works for our team and as one of the staffers. I call him the speed guy.
Yeah, he's a speed coach.
He went to St. Paul's Episcopal School in Mobile, Alabama.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You know who else did?
You.
Taylor Zarzour, play-by-play guy. You know who else did? Jalen Armour Davis.
All at the same time?
No. No. Jalen and John are a little younger than me. But isn't that kind of crazy in a
that is
pretty
wild.
small town, a school that only has 400 students?
Yeah.
That 3 of them are right here with the Tennessee Titans?
That is pretty crazy, actually.
Yeah. So anyway,
there
shout
you
out
go.
to
So
Jalen
that's
Armour
your
Davis.
guy.
That's my guy, and he is a very talented player. Played for Alabama. He played for the Ravens and a few other teams, and he's been banged up a lot in his career. Gosh, if we could get a healthy Jalen Armour Davis, who comes from a Denard Wilson sort of coaching background, he'd be a real feather in the secondary's cap this year.
Hey, Titans fans, with a Kroger Boost membership, you'll score big with double fuel points, free delivery, and lots more. Go to Kroger.com/boost for details. Kroger, the official grocer of the Tennessee Titans. Tighten up. Home is the forefront of all we do. It's why we're so committed to caring for the places and spaces in which we work and live. Ashley, the official furniture provider of the Tennessee Titans. Now, back to the OTP. I think there's a lot to watch as this team is getting ready to go and play the Denver Broncos in Denver. And I think that the way that this defense is able to come together, the way they're able to incorporate some of these new additions, incorporate L'Jarius Sneed and his health, incorporate guys like T'Vondre Sweat, who his health is still something we're watching. get everybody back together, get everybody on the same page, and get that gel that is just indicative of Denard Wilson's defense. Everybody's gelled together, working as one, playing aggressive, playing fast, and then they're able to take that to Denver. That's going to be a huge thing to watch, and I'm so excited.
I cannot wait. I mean, look, I've been saying it all offseason. The first time I sat down with you over there somewhere, I think. Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
I talked about how this was the chance of a lifetime for me, and this is such a treat. We're getting there. We're almost there. I cannot wait.
Well, and the nice thing is we have some other things that are going on. High school football has started, which in Tennessee is just the best.
It's awesome.
Love high school football in Tennessee. College football is upon us. How are you feeling about the college football season, TZ?
I'm feeling good about it. Calling college football games and doing the Titans games is, I'm not going to say overwhelming, but it has a lot of my attention. I am going to be doing early games on Saturday so that I can quickly get back to where the Titans are. That has to happen for me and for my sanity and for my sleeping habits. But, yeah, I love SEC football.
Yeah.
You know, I think one thing, Burke Nihill, the president of the team, talked about this months ago with me. He's like, the good thing about being the voice of the Titans is a lot of Titans fans are SEC fans. Mm-hmm. And a lot of Titans fans are golf fans. And those are the three things that I love professionally.
Yeah.
I do love my wife and children.
Well, okay, whatever.
But professionally, I love golf and I love football. And so Titans, SEC football, and golf, all of us love to talk about that, whether we're the conversation can go from the Titans to the PGA Tour to the Ryder Cup to SEC football. It seems to, on this practice field out here, we talk about all those things. So they seem to have a lot of synergy with each other, and it's a fun little bubble to be in.
Who you got on Saturday?
Kentucky and Toledo on SEC Network. The Toledo Rockets are one of the best teams in the group of five. If they beat Kentucky, which they could on Saturday, they could go to the college football playoff. They could be the group of five team that gets to the college football playoff. I mean, truly.
Yeah.
So watch out for them this year. Kentucky, the Wildcats, they've gone through a transition in recent years after some big years from Mark Stoops. But yeah, I'm excited to call the game on Saturday. It's here.
There's something about college football that just, you can feel it in the air. It's almost tangible.
Yeah.
Love college football time. I really do. It's my poor children. They're mourning the loss of their television because you just can't watch your shows when there's football on.
I got a big question for you. Are your children going to cheer for the Missouri Tigers?
They will.
They will?
They don't have a choice. Yeah. They have their Mizzou shirts. They are ready. They also have Florida Gators. So
that's what I was wondering.
I know.
That's what I was asking.
Luckily, they don't play at the same time, so they don't really understand that, like, cheering for two teams is weird. We just kind of let them do what they need to do. But, yeah, we watch the Gators. We watch Tennessee. We watch Mizzou. And then we watch whatever else is on after we've covered all of our SEC, I guess, duties.
Yeah.
So we have 3 different schools that we need to watch and make sure that they are winning their ball games. And then we transition over to NFL football, which takes up Thursday, Sunday, Monday. So my kids never have access to the TV.
It's a lot of football to be watching, but it's all great. Coach Callahan said that he'll be vegging out quite a bit this weekend.
As he should be.
And he should. Mm-hmm. The coaching staff, the players, they deserve it before it gets real, but they'll be watching a lot of football this weekend. And before we get out of here, I just want to say, I know we said this on the radio, but I want to also say it here. We are pulling hard for Mike Keith, for Ramon Foster, for Philip, for Brad. We have some members of Titans Radio that are now working for the Tennessee Vols. In the same booth we called the Titans Atlanta game in Mercedes Stadium a couple weeks ago.
You should have left him like a sticky note.
Yeah,
or
we
something.
should have.
Like
they're going to be in the corner up there, very high, but they'll be used to it. And man, we're pumped for our friends. So.
Absolutely. It's going to be fun to watch them work and listen to them work. And we can't wait, but we also can't wait for the NFL. It's coming.
Yes.
It's so close. The Titans are going to be taking on the Denver Broncos in Week 1 on the road. Kickoff for that game is 3:05 Central Time. So be sure to adjust your day accordingly. Titans Radio goes on the air at 2 o'clock Central Time, so be sure to check that out on all Titans Radio networks. It's almost here. It's
Cannot
getting
wait.
closer, one step closer, a couple more sleeps, and then we are in week 1 of the regular season. It's happening, guys. This is not a drill.
I'm pumped.
I am too. For Taylor Zarzour, I'm Amie Wells, and this has been the official Titans podcast, better known as the OTP.